Can incorrect BIOS settings stop OS installation from USB? Have you ever tried to install an operating system from a USB drive and faced unexpected issues? You might be wondering if your BIOS settings could be the culprit. Let's break down how these settings can impact your installation process. First off, the basic input-output system, or Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, is crucial for how your computer boots up. If these settings are incorrect, they can indeed stop an operating system installation from a USB drive. One of the main settings to check is the boot order or priority. The BIOS needs to be set to boot from the USB drive before anything else. If your internal hard drive is prioritized, your system will skip the USB entirely and boot into the existing operating system, which is not what you want when installing a new OS. Another important setting is Secure Boot. This feature is designed to allow only trusted software to run at startup. If Secure Boot is enabled, it may block many USB installation media, especially those for Linux or custom operating systems. Disabling Secure Boot can often solve this issue. You also need to consider the boot mode. Modern systems typically use UEFI, but some USB installers may requiring Legacy BIOS mode or compatibility support module. If your BIOS is set to UEFI-only mode and your USB installer is not compatible, the system will not boot from it. Additionally, check the USB configuration and ports. Some BIOS settings can disable USB ports, preventing your USB drive from being recognized during the boot process. Make sure the USB ports are enabled and functioning properly. Lastly, certain BIOS security settings may hide internal drives when booting from USB. This can interfere with the installation if the installer cannot detect the target disk. When it comes to specific operating systems, Windows installers usually support UEFI boot and requiring Secure Boot to be configured correctly. On the other hand, Linux distributions can vary widely in their requirements. Some may need Secure Boot disabled, while others might work with it enabled. 4 practical steps before you start the installation: enter the BIOS or UEFI setup during system startup. This is usually done by pressing keys like F2 delete or F12. Once in the setup, ensure the USB device is set as the first boot option. If you find that your OS installer is not working, double-check these settings. Adjusting them according to the requirements of your operating system and installation media is key to a successful installation from USB.